What is your reaction to that? Just the fact that in Jerry's world, he plans on having fans, and we know this pandemic and how hard Texas is currently being hit.
What I say to start the show, Jerry Jones is, I think, agnostic about most things, actually. Not that he doesn't have preferences, but I don't know how deeply held his beliefs are, other than he's looking for a buck. And fans in the stands means more money. So there you have it, right? And it's the most foolish thing. Like, I'm not saying it's impossible to have fans in stands, particularly if in the country we're crushing the curve right now, and then you could try to do it safely. But this whole idea of, like, rushing to open the economy, in the long run, what's been found, if you look at other places, is that not only do you endanger people's health and actually make it worse societally, people get sick and people die, but the economy's no better off, because eventually it gets out of control and you got to shut things down again. So fans in the stands, I understand the kind of desire to do it, but the willingness to do it has to come from a place where we're ready to do it. And right now, the conditions are not such that we should be having fans in stands.
I agree with Max Kellerman. You shouldn't be having fans in the stands, and that's not something that Jerry Jones should have said, in my personal opinion, especially since you've been hibernating away for 109 days. I mean, you just came back to earth, to reality. So why are you making such a statement in the midst of all of this transpiring before our very eyes? We've seen the spikes. It's been in Arizona. It's been in California. It's been in Florida. It's been in Texas. Obviously, you're a Dallas Cowboy. You're the owner of the Dallas Cowboys. When you host a game, anywhere from 80,000 to 100,000 people are going to descend upon one specific area. How could that possibly help make a viral situation better? Well, how is that possible? It's not possible at this particular moment in time, short of having a vaccine where ultimately it's a null and void issue, which is not the case at this particular moment in time. You have some people wondering whether or not football should be even played in a month from now. So if you know you're going to have the games, be good with that. If you know they're going to be nationally televised, be good with that, and at least wait until you get more information that sheds a better light on the present circumstances before making such a declaration.
No, you know what's crazy to me, too, is that you would think that someone who's a titan of industry or like a billionaire, industrialist, whatever, right? Someone like Jerry Jones, what's he worth, Stephen A? $8 billion? The owner of the Dallas Cowboys?
$8 billion.
All that stuff. You would think that they would be sober enough to see what their long-term interests are, right? But even they seem very motivated or animated by their short-term incentives. And what's crazy to me is football's going to be hard enough to pull off, even to start the season, let alone to finish it, even on the pro level, let alone college. But, like, let's focus on the pro level, the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys, right? It's going to be hard enough to even just play football. But when you introduce fans in the stands, you're really tempting fate. Like, could you imagine if they actually had a sober plan? We'll do 8 games, we'll have bubbles, NFC, AFC, no airline travel, all this stuff. And because the Cowboys let fans in the stands, you had to stop the season all of a sudden. Like, why would you introduce, for a little extra dough, why would you introduce another variable that could bring the thing to a screeching halt? Let alone the irresponsibility societally of, as you said, creating a situation that's very bad or very good for a virus and very bad for the rest of us.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.